Hi there! Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. 'Tis a season where we invite a tree into our home and place objects underneath it. This year for Christmas, I got a major update to my sim setup. I updated from the Logitech G27 to the Fanatec CSL Elite. So, how is that wheel? Well, we'll find out. In addition to the wheel, I picked up a pair of racing sims that I've never had before, Assetto Corsa and Automobilista, both of which are not exactly the newest games, but I've never had them before, so they're new to me. I'm also going to use the gift cards I got to buy myself an LED lighting kit. Hopefully I won't break it like I did all the other lights that I've had. Anywho, you've likely clicked on this video to see what I think about the CSL Elite, so why don't we dig right on in. So what I have here is the Fanatec CSL Elite wheel. And this is the wheel I switched to from my Logitech G27. This wheel is the Xbox One edition, which is the cheapest one that I found for Fanatec. It is $389 regularly, or $300 when I got it on sale for Black Friday. This wheel has quite a few features. It has 1080 degree turning either way, so that's a turn and a half to the right or left. You'll probably never use all of it, but it's definitely good to know that you're not going to be hitting any stoppers anytime soon when you're turning. This wheel has a belt-driven motor system, which means that it's extremely smooth compared to a gear-driven system, what I'm used to. And that also means it's completely silent. You can't really hear the wheel, can you? And that's pretty awesome. The only sound this wheel makes is a little bit of a whirring noise as the fan on the inside cools it down, which is something that my G27 didn't have, a cooling fan. For build quality, this shipped with the wheel base, wheel rim, and pedals, and I've only got two pedals, the gas and the brake. It's made out of a sturdy plastic that has a nice matte finish on the top and carbon fiber finish on the sides for the base. The wheel rim itself is a rubber-coated surface that it's nice to hold on to, and my hands aren't going to slip at all. It's just a good wheel. And the front of it has this kind of black anodized look to it with a bit of almost like a brushed aluminum. So it's got a nice look to it, and there's no large obnoxious logos or anything on it, which is definitely something I enjoy. It's got a nice design aesthetic to it. Very basic, not fancy like a Transformer. Now, on the pedals themselves, they're made out of some sort of metal, probably a steel with, it looks like a rubberized powder coating, so that your feet aren't going to slip off the pedals. And also, it's got, I don't know if it's like a brushed aluminum or some kind of nice metal finish on the plate that you set your feet on. Now, my problem with these pedals is they're extremely difficult, almost to impossible to use unless you have them bolted to something. When I had these pedals on day one, trying to press the brake down, you kind of just knock the whole thing over. It's not really good to use on its own. So we found a piece of scrap metal in the garage and mounted it to that. Now it weighs about 30 pounds, but it's not going to go anywhere. So the pedals are nice, and I like the way the brake pedal feels compared to the G27. It feels like this brake pedal takes a whole lot more pressure, and it's something nice. You always read that your foot goes by pressure and not by how far it's pressing the pedal down. It's easier, and they always say that F1 cars have only a very short throw for the brake pedal. So I do like the build quality on the pedals and the way they feel. Now this wheel does come with an LED array on the base itself, and then the wheel rim has its own LEDs. They'll automatically tell you what gear you're in and if you're hitting the rev limiter. And it's, I guess, kind of nice to have that reminder down there. And it's definitely noticeable when you're driving, but it's not a complete distraction. Now on to a direct comparison. This wheel versus the G27 is definitely worlds apart, both in price range and in features. This wheel comes with a lot more bells and whistles. It's got a quick release on the rim so that you can replace it with many of the other Fanatec wheel rims that are out there, which is nice to have that option. Now, one thing about it is the paddle shifters here. They feel less clicky than the G27, and I kind of like the click. It feels more, I don't know, tactile, where this is just, you kind of pull it and it goes into gear. It's a little more, I don't know, duddy. It's hard to explain, but you can kind of hear there's no real click there. It just kind of goes into gear. But, I don't know, that's just a nitpick. That's one thing that's different between the two wheels that I definitely liked about the G27 a little bit better, is the paddle shifters. Now, the pedals on this versus the G27 are definitely a higher quality, but of course I did need to do some fabrication work to get these to work as, you know, on the floor, on the carpet under my desk, as opposed to the G27, which works just fine and has no balance issues. Now, the gas pedal on this is basically the exact same as the G27, just a linear pedal that you just press, and there's not really much else to it. It might take a little bit more force on this one than it did on the G27. Now, the brake pedal is where this really stands out. The brakes are definitely super tough to push all the way down compared to the G27, which was pretty easy to press down, which I definitely like about this wheel. The G27 also had a gear-driven system for force feedback, which means that we kind of lost some data between the game and you in the gears. It makes turns feel a little bit more rough, a little bit more bumpy, and the wheel is definitely a whole lot louder than this one, which I definitely like. Being a kind of veteran to sim racing with 3 years experience, it's definitely nice to have this wheel be completely silent and completely smooth when it comes to turning, as opposed to the G27, which is definitely an awesome beginner wheel, don't get me wrong. A lot of people use the G27. If you watch some of the iRacing videos where they've got like Christopher Bell or Riku Abreu talking about dirt, they have the G27, which is a nice wheel because it's also highly portable. You can take it with you on the road or whatever you might be doing, which I definitely like. It just clips to a desk and it works just as good, where this it takes a little bit more planning. When it comes down to it, if you're a beginner into sim racing, I definitely could recommend Logitech G27s. They're not going to do you wrong, and you're definitely going to have a good time using them. It'll be a brand new experience that, if you've never had a force feedback wheel or you've never done sim racing before, it's just a good beginner wheel to use. And, I mean, even if you're looking to just, you know, have something new that, you know, don't want to break the bank, it's definitely a good idea to go with the Logitech wheel, because, you know what, I loved it when I used it. Now, if you're a sim racing veteran and you have a little bit of money to spend, this wheel, the CSL Elite, I don't think you can go wrong with it. This and or the Thrustmaster equivalent, I've heard are very similar wheels, but I like it. It's not obnoxiously designed. It's just it feels right, and the belt-driven motor is something brand new. And if you're looking to upgrade wheels, I could definitely recommend going this route. All right, so I'm about to run out of fuel in iRacing, so that means I should probably shut up and let you guys get on with your day. Thanks for watching. This has been my review of the CSL Elite wheel. take care, guys. Subscribe, do whatever you want to do, but I'll be making more videos now that I'm back. And also, happy holidays. Have a great 2018. I know it's a little bit late, but you know what? I was on vacation, so thanks for watching, guys. See you later.